Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are going to understand what are the probability that may happen when a letter is facing another letter or it's coming after another letter. We are going to understand all these rules. So our lesson today is about the relationships between the letters. Okay, so we have three. We have the Mutamathilan, Mutajanisan, and Mutaqariban. So today, inshallah, we will start with the Mutamathilan. What does it mean? Mutamathilan, it means two identical letters, like mim and mim, ya and ya, ba and ba, ayn and ayn, and that's why the scholars said, or they call it the identical or the mutamathilan. So they both have the same articulation point and the same characteristics. Okay, we have three types. We have the صغير and we have the kabir and we have the mutlaq. So المتماثلان, okay, if we have a letter that is followed by the same letter, both letters are the same. So we have three types. We have the صغير, the kabir, and the mutlaq. The first one, which is the صغير, the first one is sakin and the second is vowel. What does that mean? Let's see here examples. The صغير here. ربحت تجارتهم. As you can see, the first ta here, okay, the first ta here is sakin. Why it's sakin? Because it doesn't have any sign. The second ta is mutaharrik, it's voweled, okay? So when the first one is sakin and the second is voweled, we call it صغير. We call it mutamathilan صغير. Okay, let's now move to and we call it idgham. Why did we call it idgham? Because this is the only case we'll have idgham, okay, when the first one is sakin and the second is mutaharrik. So this is idgham mutamathilan. And another example here, we have meme and another meme. So the first meme here is sakin because it doesn't have any sign. Okay, the second one is voweled by dhamma. So in this case we will have idgham shafawi. So we will have ghunna here. Meme with meme, we mentioned that before, that when a meme is followed by another meme, so this is idgham shafawi. So when the first one is sakin and the second is vowel, like we have here these examples, we call it idgham mutamathilan صغير. As you can see, the letter is followed by the same letter. So this is the first type. The second type we have is the kabir. The kabir here, both letters are vowel, like both of them has harakat. Here the first letter has haraka and the second one has haraka. فيه هدى فيه هدى الشوكة تكون. Both of the two letters are voweled, okay? So the both letters are voweled, and we here apply idhar, okay? So I have a question here. Why did we call the صغير, the mutamathilan صغير or idgham mutamathilan صغير? Why did we call it like that? Because we don't need much effort to be able to merge them, okay? أنهم ملاقو. It's very easy, so we call it صغير. Okay, why did we call it كبير? Because here we need more effort to pronounce it. فيه هدى. You know, it's not easy as in the صغير. The third type is the mutlaq. The first letter is voweled and the second is sakin. So for example, here we have nansa. The first one is voweled. Okay, the second one is sakin because it doesn't have any sign. شققنا, the same thing. The first one is voweled and the second is sakin. So this is mutlaq. And we apply idhar here. شققنا, we don't merge anything, okay? So what is, or why did they call it mutlaq? Why? Actually, they didn't illustrate more about the reason of naming the expression mutlaq. Now let's move to the mutajanisan. The mutajanisan, or there is another name called too similar. The too similar. So if we have a letter that is followed by another letter that has same articulation point but different in characteristics, such as ta and dal, okay? So both, for ta and dal, both have the same articulation point but different in some characteristics. So in this case we call it mutajanisan or mutajanisain, okay? So we have here three types, as we mentioned in the Mutamathilan, we have the صغير and the kabir and the mutlaq. First one is sakin and the second is vowel. Here we call it صغير, okay? We call it صغير. So the صغير, the first one is sakin and the second is vowel. Okay, here in the صغير, for example, the first one is sakin and the second is vowel. Here we will apply the إظهار rule, except for 5 letters. Okay, what are the 5 letters, or what are the examples that we will apply idgham in them? The first one is ba before mim. Ba before mim, okay? So, for example, irkam ma'ana. You see the idgham here, you see the merging. Idgham means merging, so we will apply merging here, not idhar, because this one is an exception. Okay, the second exception we have here is the ta before ta or dal. So we have ta before ta here. La hamma ta. You see the merging here? We call this mutajanisan صغير. So when I find ta before ta, ba before mim, then tha before dal, okay, يلهث ذلك. You see the merging here? This is an exception also. Dal before ta, dal before ta. So I pronounce it قد تبين. There is merging here. Okay, dal before dha, dal before dha. إذ ظلمتم. You see the merging here? Okay, and also ta before ta. بسطت. How will we pronounce بسطت? Okay, we have the ta and then the ta, okay? So when we pronounce it if we show heaviness and إطباق of the ta, and then we go to مخرج التاء, then the tongue is going to مخرج التاء. So بسطت. This is the way how we pronounce it. Here there is idgham naqis. We call it naqis. Why? Because it doesn't have a shadda. You see here, okay, here you can see a shadda. Here there is a shadda, and here there is a shadda, but here in this word there is no shadda. So this idgham we call it naqis. So this one is naqis, but all these we call them idgham kamil because there is a shadda. So that's for the idgham or the صغير type in the mutajanisan. Okay, now let's move to the kabir. The kabir, okay, both letters are vowel. As you can see here, there is a letter here, and the first is voweled and the second is voweled as well. So we will apply idhar. How will we pronounce it? الصالحات طوبى. الصالحات طوبى. Okay, so we will apply idhar here. And what's the type of this? It's kabir. Okay, now the mutlaq. The mutlaq, the first letter is voweled and the second is sakin. As you can see here, the first is voweled and the second رأس الحاء, which means sukun. So when the first is voweled and the second is sakin, we will apply the mutajanisan mutlaq and we will apply. I hope it's easy so far. Now let's move to the mutaqariban. المتقاربان or the two close. This is the other name. Okay, so what are the rules of or we have here 3 cases, okay? Case number 1, case number 2, and case number 3. So we have 3 cases in المتقاربان. Okay, the first, when both letters are near to their articulation points, but they have different characteristics. Okay, like what? Like dal and la, dal and sin. They both have the same articulation point, or near. They are near to each other. Dal and sin are near to each other in their articulation points, but they have different characteristics. Okay, such as dal and sin and dal and la. Okay, the let's move to case number 3 because it's opposite. It's opposite to case number 1. Okay, here they both are near in characteristics but different in the articulation point. You see, it's the opposite. So we have here dal, for example, dal and jim. Okay, both are near in the characteristics, but they are different in their articulation points, and sheen and seen as well. They both are near in their characteristics but different in their articulation points. Okay, this is for case number 1 and case number 3. Now let's move to case number 2. Case number 2, both are near in articulation point and characteristics, such as what? Dal and zay, lam and ra. Both for dal and zay, both are near in their articulation points and their characteristic as well. And lam and ra both are near in their articulation points and characteristics as well. Okay, now here we will divide them into 3 like the Mutajanisan and the Mutamathilan. So we have the صغير and the kabir and the mutlaq. Okay, let's start with the صغير. The صغير, as we mentioned before, the first one is sakin and the second is vowel. For example, we have وقل ربي. The lam here doesn't have any sign, so this lam is sakina. And the ra here has a fatha, so the first one is sakin and the second is vowel. So this type is صغير. Okay, so we will apply idgham. Idgham, what does idgham mean? It means merging. Like I will say وَقُرْ رَبِّ. You see the merging? Okay, this is the first example. Now let's see نَخْلُقكُم. The first is sakin because it doesn't have any sign, and the second has a dhamma. So this type, when the first is sakin and the second is vowel, here it will be صغير. Okay, صغير. So we will apply صغير. That means that we will apply idgham. نخلقكم. You see the idgham here between the qaf and the kaf. Okay, now let's move to the kabir. The kabir, as we mentioned before, both letters are voweled. So the dal here is voweled and the sin here is voweled. So the type is kabir. قال ربي. Okay, the lam here is voweled and the ra is voweled. So both of them are voweled. We will apply izhar without any merging. وقال ربي. There is no merging. عدد سنين. There is no merging. Now let's move to the last type, which is the mutlaq. The first letter is voweled and the second is sakin, as you can see here. يستثنون. The first is voweled, has fatha, and the second is sakin, has رأس الحاء. So this type is mutlaq. Sundus, sundusin. The first here is the sin has a dhamma. The first is voweled and the second doesn't have any sign, يعني sakin. So this is a mutlaq type. So we will apply izhar without any merging. Yastathnun, there is no merging, and sundus, there is no merging as well.